It's fine.
I'm so damn tired. I don't care anymore.
It's all good.
It's whatever. But anyway, yeah. So the NW Film Center in Portland.
Awesome.
Gotta love Portland. I love how it's the little city, or did I say the little cities? It's one individual city that dictates everything for the rest of the state.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, sad thing is, I'll be in Portland next week.
I know, and I don't feel the least bit sorry for you.
I know. I hate you.
I'm just saying. I'm not going to be the least bit upset. I am not going to be sad. I'm going
At
to
all.
be no. I wouldn't mind going to Oregon maybe for other things, but Portland is not one of them.
Okay.
But anyway, the NW Film Center in Portland announces plans to play the PG-13 rate flick this week as drive-in theaters in honor of the film's 30th anniversary. 30 years. Holy smokes.
It's a long time.
I know. And, quote, for its importance in Oregon filmmaking history, according to a news release obtained by the Willamette Week, which I guess is a newspaper.
Right.
The movie was filmed in Astoria, Oregon, which is why...
so it was filmed in Oregon.
Yeah, which is why it is such a big deal.
Right for them.
And honestly, as we said before, Donald plays a police officer who goes undercover as a substitute kindergarten teacher in order to nab a drug dealer.
There you go, a drug dealer.
Yes. In the film, Schwarzenegger's character, John Kimball, wins over his class and skeptical administrators after a rocky start, using his police experience and positive reinforcement. But...
Sure, that was positive reinforcement.
It was. He positively slammed your head into a concrete wall.
Sure.
You know. No, it did get kind of rough towards the end when they were doing the shooting up in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And that's not a euphemism.
That was really, that's what happened.
It got bad. But local author Lois Levine said the movie sends a bad message and rallied others online to successfully have it scrapped. Levine's Twitter account is now hidden, but the Daily Mail show clips of her tweets criticizing the center's selection of Kindergarten Cop.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. She wrote, quote, "What's so funny about school to prison pipeline?"
That's not what it's talking about.
Well, no, hold on. Technically, she's right. The drug dealer went into school and then from school was pipelined straight to prison.
Yeah, okay, but that's not what it's talking about in reference to... That's not the reality of what school to prison pipeline is.
Well, but that's what happened. He went straight from school to prison.
Sort of.
No, not sort of. That's what happened. Oh my God, it's so good. Tell at NW Film Center, there's nothing fun in cops traumatizing kids. Now, what part of that movie was the kid traumatized? Aside from the...
when was a cop traumatizing a kid?
That's what I mean. When was a kid being traumatized at all? Aside from the actual kid who was being targeted. And that wasn't even his, the cop's fault. That happened to do with the fact that his daddy was a drug dealer.
Right.
Shall.
Yeah.
National Reckoning, this is still a quote from her tweet. National Reckoning on over-policing is a weird time to revive Kindergarten Cop. IRL, we are trying to end school-to-prison pipeline. End quote.
Yeah, we get it. But that's also, once again, not the reality of school-to-prison pipelining.
No.
What you're talking about is a systematic approach of teaching kids basically a certain way that puts them in the position of only having two choices, and that's either military service or going to jail.
Yes. You know, in a movie that was that actually depicts school to prison pipeline?
Which one was that?
Holes.
Yeah.
Holes. With Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf, the one about the owl things?
I guess the one where they're digging for something, and he's in the orange jumpsuit, and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was right after
There's
his stint on Disney. Yeah,
yeah, sure.
yeah. That's school to prison pipeline.
It is. For certain.
Absolutely. But that's
He was
it.
wearing the jumpsuit.
He was wearing the jumpsuit. I mean, I don't know. It's just so stupid. She added, quote, "Yes, Kindergarten Cop is only a movie. So are Birth of a Nation and Gone with the Wind."
I'm sorry, what's wrong with Gone with the Wind?
Oh, well, one, she's, looping it in the same category as Birth of a Nation.
That's what I mean. What's wrong with Gone with the Wind? Why are you putting it anywhere close to Birth of a Nation?
You know what's funny about this is everybody within the sound of my voice, I would argue, everybody has seen Kindergarten Cop. Everybody hearing this, whether you're listening to it live on Mojo 501,
You're most likely old enough.
Well, yeah.
Watch that,
or at least if yeah. Now I'm going to go on a limb. No. Here's for my comparison. I would bet there are a million more people that have seen Kindergarten Cop and Gone with the Wind. But
have never seen Birth of a Nation.
Nobody has seen Birth of a Nation.
I won't say nobody.
No, but I mean, who? Have you seen it? I haven't.
No, I won't watch it.
I won't either. Now, there's a part of me that wants to watch it just for the sake of finding out, just for the historical purposes of it. Like, this was Woodrow Wilson's favorite movie. It was aired in the White House. Yeah, exactly. Like, I want to know what was so fascinating about this. Obviously, we know it's very racial. It's a very horrible movie. But I would like, just for the context to understand, I would love to see it. But that's it. But I'm too afraid to, because just like anything else that happens on the internet, you're tracked. And the last thing that I need is for them to be going, "Oh, so we see here that you've, watched Birth of a Nation." Good.
Right.
Good.
Because I'm not going to buy it.
No. I would never buy it. But I would just, it's one of those, I think I would rather be caught like with porn than with Birth of a Nation.
I would much rather be caught with porn than Birth of a Nation.
And we're not talking regular porn. We're talking that weird left
we're
field
talking some
stuff.
crazy stuff.
Yeah. Something that involves midgets and baseball bats and
crazy things.
A cactus and a weed eater and a chicken and some marmalade and stuff like that.
I don't even know how these things go together.
I don't either, but you know what?
It could happen.
It could. Anyway, yes, Kindergarten Cop is only a movie, so are Birth of a Nation and Gone with the Wind. But we recognize films like those are not good family fun. They are relics of how pop culture feeds racist assumptions. Kindergarten Cop romanticizes over-policing in the U.S. End quote.
Virginia Jackal over on the MeWe's asking us, furry porn?
Oh yeah, I'd much rather be caught with that than.
Yeah, for sure.
That's absolutely. I would not want to be caught with Birth of a Nation.
Apparently, she had to watch it in school.
Really?
Birth of a Nation.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
And I mean, again, for the historical standpoint of it, I would love to see it just for that understanding. But that's it.
Other than that, no.
Yeah, other than that, no. I feel so sorry for you. I feel so bad. Critics who agreed with Levine piled on, leading the NW Film Center to eventually replace Kindergarten Cop with a documentary about the late Representative John Lewis, a leader in civil rights movement who recently passed away. Which, don't get me wrong, I mean, he was, a decent guy. But guy. And
really?
Guy. Politics are a little bit, his stance on a lot of things.
Okay.
But I'm going to assume that he was a decent guy.
Okay, we're assuming now.
I know nothing about the man, and therefore I don't speak ill of the dead. Anywho, news of the NWFC's bending to the mob was also met with criticism.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Senator Ted Cruz, out of Texas, reacted to the cancellation by tweeting, quote, "Nutty. Angry leftists hate Hollywood. Anyone who disagrees will be censored. Hollywood, afraid of the mob, will keep funding those trying to erase any speech in movies that do not conform, end quote.
Well, I mean, conform. That's the title.
It is. That's the crux of the whole thing. Yeah, you have to conform.
Right, and if you don't conform, then you're screwed. You know what never conforms though? American Pride Roasters coffee. They never conform.
They don't conform. Sorry, I was reading the rest of this article. It gets much better than that. Like, there's so much more people that got into this.
I am so done with it now.
It's so bad.
American Pride Roasters.
Just to close it out though, so it got removed. The movie was removed. Yeah. They replaced it. Levine was not happy with that response either. Telling the outlet, I have been a Silver Screen member for years. And basically that she was a patron for the NWFC even longer. And I know how seldom their screenings attract subtle numbers of Black, Indigenous, and people of color audience members. With a white-dominant institution cannot honestly admit their error and insensitivity, it does not suggest that they will avoid similar errors and insensitivities in the future.
Right, because nobody knows what you're sensitive to.
Yes.
It's a movie from the 90s that was seen as completely unoffensive at the time.
It's unoffensive now.
Right. It was seen as completely unoffensive when it was created, and now it was a family movie. Anybody could go see it. Because you have some sort of bone to pick that you're trying to connect this with politics, it's your own fault.
No, I think it's just somebody trying to get
screen time.
Screen time, exactly. Time in the limelight.
That's right. Instead of that, we need to get some brand new coffees.
Do need coffee? Well,
I really need coffee.
Need the coffee. I don't need the coffee.
I need the coffee.
I have coffee.
I need the coffees.
Yeah, I needed the coffees too because I almost didn't make it here. It was real bad. But if you need coffee as we do, go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com. That is AmericanPrideRoasters.com. And what you will find over there is a plethora.
Plethora?
A plethora. A variety of choices when it comes to coffee. You have flavored, you have non-flavored. You can, if you're not a coffee drinker, you have teas. If you don't want coffee or tea and you want to have a sweet tooth and you want to get that sweet tooth craving
filled.
Thank you. That I wasn't going to go that one, but that's a good one. You can get the coffee drops, or you can get the peppermint bark, or whatever is over there. So many great things to choose from. Constantly just changing things up and adding more stuff to it. Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com. That is American
You will
Pride
not be
Roasters.
sorry.
You will not be sorry. AmericanPrideRoasters.com for historically great coffee.
Yes.
So, okay.
Yeah, I mean it's a little late in the game, but
yes.
That Joe Biden.
Oh, crazy Uncle Joe.
Yeah, he's back in the news again.
He's back. Back again. Guess who's back? Tell your
back
friends.
Again.
Guess who's back? Guess. Okay.
Okay. So Joe Biden is back in the news, this time saying things like the Latino community is diverse, unlike African American communities.
I'm sorry. How is that possible? How is that exactly? Is it because of the fact that technically the Latino community, you have, Mexicans, you have Hondurans, you have Salvadorians,
Guatemalans,
Puerto Ricans, Cubans. Yeah. Like, is that why? And because technically the black community has been here longer, and so there really isn't like
just black.
Yeah, there's no Ugandans, there's no Kenyans, there's Uruguay, there's no South Africans, there's no
they're just everybody. If you're black, you're black, and if you're not, you're not. Joe Biden said in remarks on Wednesday that the Latino community is incredibly diverse, unlike the black community. Unlike the African American community, which, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is incredibly diverse community with incredibly diverse attitudes about different things, Biden said. You go to Florida and you find a very different attitude about immigration than you do in Arizona. So it's a very diverse community.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Biden made the comment during an interview in a host of National Association of Hispanic Journalists and the National Association of Black Journalists that was released in full on Thursday. His remarks on diversity were responses to questions from NPR reporter Lulu Garcia Navarro.
Lulu. Her name is Lulu.
Her name is Lulu. Her name was Lulu. She was a reporter. Yeah. Who asked whether Biden, the presumptive. Oh, they're using presumptive
He's
again.
still presumptive because he hasn't. They haven't actually given him the spot yet. He's not officially
presumptive presidential nominee. Would engage with Cuba and the differing immigration concerns between Cuban and Venezuelan Americans. Biden's campaign said that the comment meant to describe the diversity of political opinions among Latino Americans and was not a judgment on cultural diversity.
But I'm sorry, but when you use the phrase and the wording diversity, everybody has been
programmed,
conditioned, yes, to read it as culturally,
right? Because
not
that's what
anything
everybody
else.
Thinks
Exactly.
Quote, if you look at the full video and transcript, it's clear that Vice President Biden was referring to the diversity of attitudes among Latinos from different Latin American countries. They came from Simone Sanders, senior Biden campaign advisor, and that they said in the statement, quote, the video that is circulating is conveniently cut to make it about racial diversity, but that's not the case.
Only because of the fact that these people want to manipulate and control the language.
Right.
They want it to fit their narrative because they can't actually be honest about anything. You know, you can't actually sit there and call a spade a spade. You have to turn around and go, well, now diversity doesn't mean culturally in this context. Diversity has something completely different, and even though we've been spending years and years and years trying to convince you that diversity is cultural.
Right.
Like, shut up. Whatever they can do to try and make him look smart. And the thing is
anything.
Biden keeps shooting himself in the foot.
Yeah, every single time he opens his mouth.
That's the fantastic part about it, is he is doing this to himself.
He has to get out there and talk, because if he doesn't, everybody will just think he died.
Yes. But
and
when he gets out,
vote for it.
Yes, but when he gets out and talks, people begin to realize that he is borderline senile and doesn't exactly have grasp of reality, starts rambling about things that make absolutely no sense.
What's up, Corn Pop?
Anyway, so much more fun on the other side, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We will be right back. Stay there. Don't change the dial. Stay there. Poor Biden.
Her name was Lola. She was a showgirl with yellow ribbons in her hair and a dress right down to there.
Down to where? Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
What?
Did you see Twitter?
No.
Chai Boy and I. Does that mean Predator will be the next Arnold film to get shunned because the aliens have dreadlocks?
Ha! I got Virginia with a song.
I forgot having a grasp of the English language. Touche.
Very true. Very true.
Touche.
Mm-mm-mm.
Kevin Hutchins over on the Twitters too. Her name was Lulu. She was as gay as Zulu.
Speaking of gay.
Now is not the time to be coming out.
No. We're about to come back, so I can't say anything. So.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Welcome back, everybody. Defenders Live, Mojo 50. Go to mojo50.com. Check out all the awesome shows over there. They've just added at least 3, I believe possibly 4 new shows over the weekend schedule that you've got to check out. If you haven't done it yet, you don't know what you're missing.
It is amazing.
It is great stuff over there. Far better than us, by the way. So if you, for some weird, odd reason, think we are just the cat's meow, maybe you should turn around and go check those guys out on the weekends because they have got us beat by a country mile.
They are amazing.
Yes. Go when you're done there, go check out our website, doaeshow.com.
You know, I hear there's some crazy stuff going on the website.
There is. There's a thing that I've noticed the other day. It looks like a raffle going on.
Yeah. I heard there was a raffle of some sort.
There's a raffle, yeah, for a cup.
Yeah, for a cup?
A tumbler, to be exact. A 30 ounce.
A tumbler, okay.
One of a kind, custom made, handmade, 30 ounce tumbler. Keeps your hot things hot, your cold things cold.
Right.
With a sliding closed lid. For those of you that are on radio and can't see, it is a black cup with a wood grain underlay.
Yeah.
And on the one side, it has our logo, the eagle on it. And then on the other side, it has Defenders Live, Dylan and Steven on there. I'm holding it in my hands if you happen to be watching the video. Very, very nice cup. Probably one of my favorites. I'm actually kind of jealous that there's only one being made.
But then again, you do have a wood grain on wood grain version.
I do. No, I do. And I'm just saying that it's pretty, and I would love to have it in my collection. But it is one of a kind. Even we don't have access to this one after this is done. So, but yes, you have an opportunity to go and win and pick up this wonderful cup through our raffle at our website, www.doaeshow.com. While you're over there, what you do is you hit the link and you follow the directions in the links. Basically, if you like, you follow, you share, you comment, you leave reviews, anything like that, any kind of social media presence will count as a entry for the raffle for said cup.
Yep,
we'll be doing this raffle for the entire month of August. And at the end of the month, the last show of August, which is a Tuesday, I know for sure. Again, still don't have the date down.
It's like the 31st or 30th or whatever. Tuesday.
I can't remember how many months are in August. But anyway, yes.
How many months are in August?
How many months are in August? See, that's how tired and fried my brain is.
So Monday is the 31st. The first of the next month is a Tuesday. Okay,
so it'll be the 30. No, that's not right. Are you sure about that?
Yeah, we're going to do the raffle on Tuesday, the day after.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Day after. But anyway, yeah, Carrie will be making that drawing for us.
Because she'll be on with us.
And because somehow or another, she's just been lucky enough to all of our giveaways
have all been on her stuff.
And so it just kind of works out well. So all the names and all the entries will go into the belly of the shark, and she will raffle it out, and she'll call the name live on the show. But again, the only way you can get entered into that is to go to our website, doaeshow.com. That's doaeshow.com. Check out the link at the right there on the front of the page. You'll be able to get taken where you need to go. And if for some goofy reason you feel that you have maxed out on all that you could do and you want to do more, you can buy a raffle ticket for $1 a piece.
Yep. So we have it set up for $1 one ticket, or $5 5 tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do that once a day each time.
Yep.
No matter which one to do. Go ahead and do it.
Go ahead
there.
and do it. Whatever option is there, but get in on this because a lot of people are liking this cup. And I'm one of them. So anyway,
yeah, you are.
Get in. If you want to be part of the show, go to all the websites or all the Facebook pages and the Twitters and the YouTubes and
all the rest of it.
Social medias everywhere at DOAE Show. Use the hashtag #ArmYourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So you can be part of the show. Yes, ma'am. Oh, sorry. I thought the intern was trying to get my attention. Anywho's. So, I have family in Illinois. A lot of my family come from Illinois. My mom and my dad were both born and raised there.
Okay.
Lower south. What is that? Southwestern Illinois, out near St. Louis. Spent a lot of time out there. Childhood love. I love what it used to be. What it is now is starting to die a very slow and painful death.
Of course it is.
But anywho, so I was a little upset when I saw this, and then I was like, oh well, it's Illinois.
Okay.
An Illinois lawmaker and community leaders are calling for the immediate removal of history books and the suspension of history lessons in their school districts because they say current materials and lesson plans, quote, lead to white privilege and a racist society, end quote. And I wanted to have the video for this. I've seen the video of this guy saying all this is fantastic. But I couldn't get the video up in time. So you're
saying that this guy, the state rep.
State representative LaShawn K. Ford.
LaShawn Ford, okay.
Not K. Ford. It's LaShawn K. Ford.
Okay.
He put the
Mr.
K in
Ford.
there. Yeah, Mr. Ford.
So Mr. Ford here is saying things like, we're going to stop teaching history because history teaches people to be white supremacists?
Yes. He joined a group of Evanston leaders Sunday to ask the state to cease its current history lessons, saying current history books and curriculum practices, quote, unfairly communicate our history and overlooked contributions by women and members of Black, Jewish, LGBTQ communities and other groups, end quote.
You know, there's a way that you can actually help administer and change history books to like teach about certain subjects.
Really?
Because there are only like 4 companies that actually make the books, and those companies get their pointers from educational boards. And so what they do is they take educational boards specifically from places like Texas and Los Angeles, and the people that buy the places that buy the most books are the people that are the people in educational boards that decide what mostly gets put in there.
Okay. So basically you're saying it's their own fault.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Well, it just gets better. Quote, until a suitable alternative is developed, we should instead devote greater attention towards civics and ensuring students understand our democratic process.
Our what process?
Our democratic processes.
I'm sorry, what?
He said democratic. that America has democratic processes.
I mean, we do technically
Yes, but not where
have some processes that are democratic.
but that's not all that we
We're
are.
not
No.
democratic.
No.
No.
No, we're not. And
Democracy leads to socialism.
Yeah, just ask France. I am also alarmed, this is still quoting him, that people continue to display symbols of hate, such as the recent display of the Confederate flag in Evanston.
Such as like,
yeah. So funny. The call to action isn't new for Ford and the community leaders. It's an ongoing initiative that started in February when Ford helped introduce HB 4954, which calls for amending the school code to include commemorative holidays to observe the principle of nonviolence and human and civil rights.
you don't make new holidays.
Why not?
You don't need to. There's already enough time out of school.
Well, but it's not fair
What's not fair?
because Christmas is a white holiday because no black people get Christmas off.
No, I hear that. Yeah, no
Uh-huh.
black people. All they have is Kwanzaa.
Yeah, and that's only been around since for 70 years or some crapola like that.
I don't know.
It's fairly new. Somebody kind of pulled it out of thin air and said, "We're going to start doing this," and that's just kind of how it went.
Well, how does it work? I have no idea, but this is how we're going to do it.
Yeah, it's not like we can't all share everything.
Right. Well, you also have the idea that kids spend how many hours a day in school?
8, maybe.
Maybe
Give or
8,
take.
maybe 10.
Give or take 8 to 10, somewhere like that, depending.
How is it that in those 8 to 10 hours, they can't learn more?
What do you mean, learn more?
Well, here, there seems to be a lot of time wasted in school.
No,
Yeah.
not in school.
There's a lot of time wasted in schools and public schools, and just I find it irritating just a little bit.
Gotcha. No,
And then they're talking about adding more holidays and more. I mean, obviously it's up in Illinois, so whatever.
yeah,
But still,
it gets better.
okay.
Malika Gardner, a board member at We Will, an organization fighting for women and children's rights.
So they took
Hold
their
on.
title from Queen.
Yeah, sort of. No, I get tickled by the women and children's rights
Uh-huh.
and children. Children, I mean, as a child, you really don't have a lot. I mean, you do through your parents and guardians and whatnot, but children don't really have rights, as it were. I mean, they do, but that just bugs me for some weird reason. Anyway,
Right.
created an amendment to Ford's bill to add a school code making the study of the American Civil Rights Movement, pre-enslavement history, and additional areas of study to the Black history portion of the curriculum mandatory rather than elective. Quote, "It's just very damaging.
Very.
It feeds into systemic racism if
So
you're
systemic.
fed that information."
What
She's-
information?
She said, referring to the current curriculum. Gardner testified before the House committee in March for the bill. Sunday's
Can I
news
pause for
conference-
just a second?
Uh-huh.
Just a second.
Yeah.
So they're talking about all history, right?
Uh-huh.
All history.
Uh-huh.
So world history,
Uh-huh.
U.S. history,
Uh-huh.
History of wars,
Uh-huh. Yep.
all of these things,
Mm-hmm.
because they get segmented out,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you're talking about all of those different history classes are all just going to be systemically racist?
Yes.
Every single one of them?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Quote, We want to keep it fresh in people's minds, Gardner said. Quote, with everything going on in the climate, with George Floyd, this is the perfect time now because people are starting to wake up, end quote.
Now, because they're starting to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is it's woke.
Yes.
It's the woke thing to do.
So here's how good, to show the politics going on over there. Evanston's mayor, Steve Haggerty, said he isn't comfortable speaking about education, curriculum, or whether or not history lessons should be suspended. But he does support HB 4954, according to a statement, quote, I am interested in learning more and believe this history of black people should be taught to our children, including all groups, women, Latinx, and Native Indians who helped to build America, end quote.
Really, you say? Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
All those.
Yeah.
Well,
and just so we're clear,
fine.
And I'm going to find a way before the night's over with. I think I'm going to put the video of this guy's speech on, because this is an article I found it was through.
Put it up on our Facebook.
CNN. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the video up on Facebook, because the video goes into much better because he actually addresses the facts. So they obviously want a whole new history type curriculum and all this stuff redone.
Yeah.
Okay. So they've already spent money on this stuff. They want to have it redone. Well, that costs money. Guess how they're going to pay for it?
Taxes?
No. A much grander idea. Mr. Ford, and again, you'll see this on the video, believes that all of these years that the schools have been giving them
don't tell me reparations.
Close, inaccurate, and racial type materials to teach their children, that therefore all of the book companies that make the books that give them to Illinois must give them basically for free because they've been paying for this stuff and been given crap. All that is almost an exact quote.
Historical school book reparations.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're trying to do.
Oh,
they're
my
trying
God.
to get books for free.
Dude, I'm telling you, the video is so much clearer. Because, again, this is CNN, and they're going to doctor it up all they're going to do it, and they're going to make it. I'm telling you, the video, I'm going to put it up on Facebook here in the next hour, within the hour. It is fantastic.
It just doesn't make sense to me, dude. Like, oh, my gosh, what is wrong with you?
It makes your head hurt, doesn't it?
It makes my head hurt, and I'm not one to get my head hurt over this stuff.
No, that's usually me.
Yeah, but it's just, it's one of those situations to where, like, okay, all right. So you no longer want to teach history.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
They want...
you want new history done and added in, and then you want reparations in the form of free books after somebody has spent money and time, after a company has spent money and time redoing the stuff for your liking, which technically is not correct.
Yeah.
You want a company to make false history books and you not pay for them.
Pretty much. You want it to be fit your weird socialist
communist.
Yeah, I was gonna say communist, but I'm trying to go deeper than that. Progressive. You want to hide the truth. And again, one of my favorite sayings, I'll never forget it until I die. But Michael Palka said it best: is if history offends you, then that's a good thing, because then you can use that offense of the history to make sure that it doesn't happen again.
Right. If you're offended by history, good.
We're not to be proud of it.
History has a lot to be offended about.
Yes, the point of life as an individual, as a country, as everything, is the fact that we're supposed to be ever growing. We're supposed to be changing. We're supposed to be getting better. We are supposed to be better, yesterday than we were the day before. And we're supposed to be better tomorrow than we were today. That's just how it works in our individual lives and in everything that goes on. So, yes, there's going to be crap that we've done in the past. There's going to be horrible things that America has done. And we can sit here and we can start junk and we can point fingers and say, oh, how horrible it was. Or we can all look at it and go, you know what? We're not going to do that again. You know?
Right.
Like I thought that's what I again, call me weird, a child of the 80s and everything else. I've seen the videos and stuff of the 60s and the civil rights movement and blah, 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 blah. And I said, not on my watch. I'm not going to let that continue. And
that's the whole idea. The whole thing of it is very simple, man. We grew up as in the way that we did. Our generation grew up very specifically. Yes, you see that on the Big Pharma Steve's. Yeah, it's good. He took my line, but because I didn't get a chance to say it yet. But we grew up in a world where it's very simple. You are judged based upon the content of your character, bar none.
Yeah,
you are judged based upon who you actually are.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was raised in.
No, me too. You were only as good as your word, and you stood on your own 2 feet, and you were responsible for your actions. Period. You know,
right.
There was not, oh well, he made me, or he started this, or he was. It was you were dealt with based off of what you did, and you were taught to treat people like you wanted to be treated. And I don't know what happened. The next generation or the generation after that, I don't know what happened, but
I don't even think it was generation. I think it was, I really think that our generation who grew up that way,
yeah,
then got into college, and a lot of them were then taught to hate. Think about it, like they were more indoctrinated in college than they were in elementary school and high school and all the rest of it.
No, I can see that. I guess.
And they came out of it a very, very different generation. And now we have these people our age teaching the next generation all about hate, but then saying, "Oh, it's not about hate. It's about loving each other and, doing the right thing. We need to pay back all the stuff that we did wrong." And
yeah.
I'm sorry. What we really need, honestly, is to get those the teachers that are currently in power in universities and colleges. We need to get them out of those schools.
Exactly.
Because they're no longer actually teaching.
Southern Ohio Jackhole over on Twitter's. Wait, I've seen this one before. Germany, 1930s. Yeah. That's absolutely right.
True.
It's just, it's not going to.
And the Big Pharma Steve's over there on the Twitters. So Illinois wanted to create a whole new world.
Yeah.
History class.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And then Return of the Slug over on Twitters as well. Public schools are garbage. They are the garbage. Homeschool if you can. Charter school if you can't.
True enough.
True enough. Faux show. That's pretty much how it is.
I don't disagree.
I don't either. But no, I'm going to put the video up on it because I'm telling you, it's fantastic.
Is it that good?
It really is. I said it to you. You really need to watch it because it makes your head just kind of. You feel like you're high. Minus the whole high feeling.
Yeah, you're like, how?
It's like you miss the high and go straight into the
you go straight
crash.
into the dive.
Yeah.
You dive. Oh,
you
God.
go straight to the coming down part.
It's like, I didn't go up.
Yeah. It's just really weird.
There's no upping.
Normally you go up and then come down, but no. This stuff you just kind of cruising at a plateau and nosedive. It's like I didn't know I could do it this far. Wow. But no, it's just so stupid.
Also, Big Pharma Steve over on the Twitters. Hey, now you're talking about my generation.
No, Lord.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll take it too, but
I'll take that all day long. What?
No, nothing. I was flipping through, and I'm deciding. I mean, I'm looking at the clock. We've got like 3 minutes.
Uh-huh.
And I'm looking at articles, and there's nothing on here I really care about.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay.
There isn't. I just it's
Pete Serafine over on the MeWe's.
Mhm.
I just got here. What'd I miss?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. B from the
Okay.
SAV, afraid government will use this time in America to, quote unquote, regulate homeschool since many kids aren't in public school right now. No, and you're right about that. Like if they start trying to, like I said, in the county that I'm in, and most of the state of North Carolina, they're doing the virtual school, the homeschooling.
Yeah, all virtual schooling.
Yeah. Homeschooling, which is basically homeschooling through the public school systems. And a lot of people after a while are going to be very convinced that that though the homeschooling and virtual schooling through the public school system are one and the same, and they're not. They're not even close to being the same.
No.
And it's sad, but
One is school at home. One is actually learning.
yes. Because you
It's
have
a very different subject.
Yeah, because the parents are actually involved, which is something that is severely lacking in our world today.
True parent involvement in their children.
Yes, real parents giving a flying rat's tail about their children, their children's future, their livelihood, and their current standing in things.
How things are actually going to happen to them in the future and the times, and what their paths could do for them.
Instead of just the here and now, and instead of just, oh no, I'll let them have whatever they want because it's what I'm going to do because I'm a good parent. I don't tell my child no. Why would I do that?
That's not a good parent.
No, it's not really.
No, that's not a good parent. Remember, parents, if you have kids, no should be the first word in your vocabulary.
Yeah. That's the strongest tool you have in your belt. Kevin Hutch over on Twitter. Those who fail to learn their fake history are doomed to be labeled racist. That's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Just Jackal over on the Twitters.
Yeah.
Arm yourselves. Even public school in school is not learning at DOE show.
Nope.
True.
It's not. The thing with and I understand a lot of people are like, well, you can't homeschool them all and you can't do that. Well, I don't know. If you actually are, and this is not to be insulting really, though it's going to come across that way. But if you were actually parenting your children from the beginning while they're in public school, you can make the transition. It might be a little hard and a little difficult at first. Especially if you're talking about a mid-age teenager, but it can still be done.
But you can still do it.
You can still very well do it, and it can still get a huge benefit out of it. It just takes effort and being that parent, because nobody wants to parent anymore. It's up to the state. It's up to the government to handle everything, and
nobody wants to parent. They want to parrot.
Yeah, they want to. Yeah. I'm not going to beat that dead horse. There's the music already. Holy smokes.
I know.
That is just weird. That's just weird. Okay, so that just means bell. So here we go.
Good evening, Mojo 50. I'm Leprechaun, and here with the bell count grade for the day. Thursday, August 6th, 2020. Today we had 2 missed innuendo bells, 37 actual bells, 1 oh my gosh, 1 clap, and a trigger for visiting the Desert Air Motel and Convention Center, and for a guillotine. And giving us a C for the day. Peace out, boys. Stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow.
That's better than yesterday.
Yes.
I'll take it. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. DOAEshow.com. Get it on the raffle for the cup, for the tumbler. Go to mojo50.com. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m., Free Speech Friday. Make sure you're here so you can call in. Guys, we will talk to you all tomorrow night. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
That was wonderful. Bravo! I loved that. Oh, it was great. Well, it was pretty good. Well, it wasn't bad. Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good.